should be back after a while. It's been way too long since I've given y'all an update on this map. Way too long since I've done anything on this channel, so we're back again. So, what guys? I can't really say it's been a while, and I've got some plans coming up. Can't really reveal too much yet. Oh yeah, and of course, I've been working on this little thing on here, so I've moved the seal in case anyone is wondering. The seal has just straight up been moved out here. Because in the past, what it used to do is it used to go like down here to the one-way gate, and it used to go this way, like there was a bunch of memory back here. That was a problem. Now there's still a bunch of memory here, still enough to be a problem. That's something quite honestly I'll leave to HPM for now. He's the expert in memory management. And you know, we gotta do some shit, like we gotta fix this arena up again since we moved it. We gotta figure out what all these mutators are for and remove the ones we don't need. There are plenty of things on the list to deal with. Also, the reason why I'm not gonna be streaming, recording that much is because apparently I've been banned from voice chat. I don't know why. Quite honestly, Epic, highlight where? If you're gonna change your TOS, give some kind of reason for it. Then down here, we've had some playtesters come around, so if anyone is playtesting this map, no, your name might be added to this wall anytime you come around here. There are still some names I should be adding to this. Which ones, quite honestly, I couldn't tell you. I'll recover their names soon and get them in here. Here, this is GL02 guy. That was the guy I was working with. Literally, I was playing this map and then suddenly the audio cut out and apparently all of a sudden I was banned. So I don't know why, don't know where it came from. It just happened. So that's funny. Anyway, so I've also been working on some new unlockables in here. Like, for example, y'all probably haven't seen this yet, but I've had this place come up here. I've decorated this that the classes are clearly visualized, and all of these things are just classes with special abilities. Now, some of them may give, like, character locked mechanics or stuff like that. That is also something that is one of the things I'm very, like, passionate about. And of course we're going to keep going on that. I've changed some of the mechanics down here so that it now works better. And I've added these random events here in what every 7.3 and every, well actually that would be the map 7.5 seconds. This thing will roll, and depending if it hits 3, 2, or 1, the seal will open. Now, what the third one's gonna do, that's something I'm still working on, and I'm probably gonna do this 3, but not right now. So let's just get to the main part, which I want to discuss. I want to, of course, add new weapons, and I want to revamp this, that it's all fixed. Let's just get going, I would say. For example, here we have the seal mutator zone. First things first, shouldn't come as a surprise, but it doesn't fit into the mutator zone anymore, so that means we must place another one like that. Never mind, let's cross like all out of it. Boom. Now that entire part fits inside of it, that entire part fits inside of it. This is all below like a certain Y level, so this shouldn't really get into contact with it. And boom, that's that. Now, weapon fire is officially once again disabled inside of the seal. In case any of you guys are wondering how I like make the mechanics on any of this, just know I'm planning to make tutorials on this between the Christmas months. I'm not going to upload them between the Christmas months. I'm only going to do the live streams actually become live. Because, you know, I don't want to distract y'all from whatever y'all are doing, and I want to kind of get the hype still up for that. So, if I don't upload still, you know why. I'm probably gonna back somewhere around like halfway through January or something like that. It'll be fun to figure out nonetheless. So what is next? I would say we quickly fix up this areas that some of them that like it looks a bit thicker, looks a bit fleshier. Would say just looks better overall. So we do something like this, I would say. Boom, nothing too crazy on there. Now I also want to make alternative ways of becoming worthy for the seal. So I've also been thinking about something like the Gambler's Well, for example. Since for a while I've been wanting to add coins to this game, I haven't yet decided what they're going to do. I just want them to have some kind of connection with player kills so that progression can be earned in the most fun way instead of having this grindy way, really being forced upon the player. Which is of course finding all the caves, going into all of them, stuff like that. That's not exactly something I'm too passionate about, so that's the exact reason why we're not gonna. Now, if anyone's complaining about the grid this on the bottom being a bit messed up, I would just like to say, fuck you. That's not gonna happen. If you get down here, that's called a skill issue. That's not my problem. Or really should be something you're wondering about, since you shouldn't be looking up in that time. And even if you did, you probably wouldn't notice it fast enough to really give a fuck. So, that's the reason we're not gonna. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place these little heart thingies around the map. These things are for one of the new classes. Specifically, the class is called Raz, and what these are going to do is they're going to heal the player as they go through the map and the caves. As you can see, between some of the harder parts, I've placed some of them. Some may say it's compensation, some may say something different. Now down here I've added some diamonds for the players to get, which is also a new mechanic I'm working on. It's probably going to be somehow encrossed in like the, what is it called, coin system. Okay, so this one should be a little bit more inward. And boom. I would say that's pretty good. That would be centralized around 1 point. Now, yes, technically you could farm those, but we're not, you know, we're not counting on people doing that. And if they really need to, fine, go ahead. If you have the time to do that, that's just called dedication and you deserve it. Now, I want to add some of these throughout the hallways back here. Like here in some empty endings. I'm going to add a few. Gonna place that down. This all works pretty well. So down here, like this is really one of the caves people struggle with a lot, to be honest. Some people say it's the easiest one, some people say this is the hardest one. Regardless, it's a fact that this one is usually that if people get stuck on one of them, this is the place where they get stuck. And that's the reason I want to help people not get stuck in here. Now, I'm not going to add health power-ups in the lava cave. I'm going to place like 3 at the end. Because you're not really going to take damage in here. I just want it to be a sort of spawn protection thingy. Like so that you cannot be camped when leaving this base. That's all really these things are for. And maybe one at the entrance. To make sure that because this class is basically to help me out in hard places. Class, I'll be 100% honest about that much. And also, I guess, guide me a bit. If you don't know where to go, this is the class I would suggest. Although that's not its purpose, I should mention. We're gonna want it to halfway point, because I don't want it to be like too over spammy. Plus, I guess it makes players fear a bit why there are so many health packs around here. Why you would need extra health up in here. And you know what? That's the exact reason I like it being here. So if you run in here, you're gonna have like this casual way up in here. If you don't lag, of course. Boink. Free healing. Now, if we go back here, we're getting some into the harder ones. Like, for example, this one in here, you're not really gonna need the healing in this, although you're gonna need the healing for this. Like, let's say, for example, you got shot on your way in here. I think it's only fair if you get healed a little. Same counts for this place. I want players to, like, run in here with a somewhat decent health stash, and if you fall down after enough of tries, you will still get like an extra little boost, which I'm fine with. As you can see, they restore 50% of health and shield, which means that you're going to be increasing 30 HP, which is by my words a fair amount. Now if you get down here, I would say you also are allowed to use two of them, since, you know, you get bit by one of the smaller ones. That one's really the one where you're going to be using the most. And that's about really all the case we need to go around to make sure everything works. Now I also want to play some in like the main area. Although I don't know how I would decide where they go. Ah, Herlin. How grand. I think it's only fair if we add a few around here, because that's going to make this place a more like highly suggested place for the player. Like they're going to be really want to be in this area of the seal, which of course it's a good start if I want to push the story outwards a bit. And point. Healing devices are in. Now, why this thing isn't loading as the right one? I don't know. Call up someone who would. Who would? Epic support or god? Here, like these little things around the edge of the map might be good things to have. Now this one already has like 2 healing pads next to it, so I'm not really going to be entitling that one with too much. Actually, I want a little platform to be over here, so let me quickly mark this place down. And get a little extra platform in here. I want a player to really like be motivated to walk up in here. To be like, well, yes, we're gonna like explore this little edge of the maps. Boink, that's another one. Not sure if this place is accessible before you reach max height. If you do, you know what, you just deserve this. You deserve 2 of them. And I said if you really need healing in this area and are aware enough of how this map works to like know you can use these things, then you just deserve it to be able to like run in here, get the extra healing in here. And you should just do that, let's be honest. Now this place is also something I've wanted to do something with for quite some time now. What I'm gonna have it do exactly, no idea. I really need to stop forgetting I have drops turned on. That's my #1 rule right now. Turn drops off, kinda. So this is just gonna be like a little extra secret players can explore. Maybe we could even have like another shield down in here. How that would work, no idea. Although I'm a big fan of the idea. I just want something to be in here. Like, let's say for example there are a few secret caves that only open during certain events. Like, you could also technically have one like back here. Well, not really back there specifically, but somewhere close around there. Oh, well, that's one's on me. That one's fault is just all on me. And boink, and boink. It shouldn't really be too aware of players being in here. You could also, I guess, have like a treasure cove in here. Actually, let me mark those things with separate markers. So in here we have point B. These things are going to be like little extra secret caves you can enter. Then there's also this one back here. What I'm going to decide to do with these B points, I don't know, you tell me. No, I'm not quite sure what to do except for what I've just done. I'd say we just get ready to work on like the other event right now. So let's quickly check. What would be a good prompt to give this idea? Since right now, I want to make like ways to develop these classes. I'm pretty sure the vampiric one back here, this one is the one I already have thought of something for. This gunner one is gonna be fun, but not quite too sure how that one's gonna work. Now this Evergrowth one is the one I'm most excited about making one for. Now, this one is also one of the things I've been thinking about using for that. Where you pick up one of these collectibles and you unlock one of them. If you're a creative map creator, you should be pretty familiar with these things. If you're not, why are you even watching this stream at this point? Like, honestly, I'm surprised you still are. If you need private coaching, let me know. I'm down. So this is, I think, the way how we could release Gunner in the best way. Am I sure about that? Not at all. Amber Pyramid, Blue Pyramid. Wasn't there some kind of like blue cylinder in here? Oh yeah, this one, the green cylinder. I think I'm gonna have this one unlock Evergrowth. Oh, I thought it said beacon. Apparently it said bacon. Oh, you know what? That was on me. And then I'm gonna have this one be the unlock for Gunner. So, switch 40 is connected to unlock Evergrowth. So we're doing here, collected, space, 40, enter. It's gonna give you the switch, you simply turn it on like that, and kaboom. That's the first one out of the way. Now what is the other number we need? Gunner, indeed, is connected to number 38. So once again, same concept, just different number. 38, look for the switch, and turn on. So this Evergrowth one, you're going to be getting a little sneak peek on how to like unlock this class right here. The way how I want players to be able to unlock this is by going into the Evergrove cave, and there will be this secret little thingy on the right which you can enter. Now from this point on you're in the mutator zone. And boom, there you are. You unlock Evergrove. What this is going to do exactly? Geez, you tell me. Now, it's important to understand one thing. This mutator zone down here doesn't yet restrict firing. What's kind of, the thing we need it to do. So, the way how I'm going to deal with that is by just quickly moving all of these ground pieces and trying to find the mutator zone center. So, it's somewhere around here. Where exactly? But you tell me. Also, I think we've gone down a little too much. I was quite honestly think that's a little problem. Since he's on this height, that's a fact. Ah, there it is. Mutator zone. And now down here, allow weapon fire off. That's really the only real setting we needed. Boom. Now down here, you're going to be dealing with these extra wolves I've placed down. Which, by the way, don't work yet because I'm stupid and forgot to turn them on the proper way. Now this is going to be like a little point where you have to outrun them. Nothing too big though if you know where you're going. It should be pretty easy if you don't know where you're going. Well, 2 or 3 tries is fair if you're the new player. Now, honestly, the next one I want to do is in here. And it's the way how you're going to unlock this little sneak peek is you're going to do this first trap room. You're going to walk up here and then you're going to see a trap here. Now what you're not going to see is the fact that you can walk through this trap. Of course, that's due to the strict tile. And when that happens, it allows you to go back here. That guy just joined. I wish I could tell him I'm not here to like help him or anything, but I can't. That's really a problem. So we're just gonna gotta deal with that guy's existence for now. Quite a shame, to be honest. Unless we find a way around it, but don't think we are. Nope, now it's just 2 teams. There it is. 2 teams, let's see if we can add this guy on PlayStation at least. I need to get on the same team as him. That's really like the problem I'm running into. Who is this guy? No idea. Am I gonna invite him to a PlayStation party? Surely. I can see he's on PlayStation. Let me handle some stuff behind the scenes. We'll be right back. Also, something else I've realized, that bottom text down there doesn't really make any sense. So I'm quickly gotta do something about it since, Grenade Song dropped some time ago already. Message to spectators. What should we do? And we are back on the net. Next net. So let's think again. Where were we? Oh yeah, the second vault room down here. So down here, what's gonna do is you're simply gonna teleport. But if you go through the one up here, what's gonna happen is you're gonna be, of course, granted like permission to seal. This one in here is gonna turn switch 38 on. Wasn't that Evergrove, by the way? I might have connected the wrong one. I mean, not Evergrove, the Gunner. Yeah. Okay, so this one unlocks Gunner. I want that one to unlock Vampiric, so apparently we need to switch 37 for that. So we're just gonna change that around. Well, yeah, that's the reason we look at it. So 37 unentered. We'll do switch 37, turn on, check. Did it save properly? It sure did. Now this down here, it used to do something. Oh, of course, this is for deciding where the treasure trove is going to be, like where you need to redeem the little treasure thingy as a challenge. Now over there, the seal is opened by nature. This one we don't really need anymore. That one's just kind of there because it can. Also, why is it getting so cold all of a sudden? I have a jacket laying around somewhere here. How far can it really be? Yeah, there already it is. Give me a minute. And it's... Hello? Sleeve, work, thank you. There it is. How grand. Anyways... So we can right now also work on the coin mechanic I was just talking about. And also this new shop. Now this rift to go, my perfect idea for it is gonna be as soon as you rift, it's gonna get you out of like the map. And the way all of these diamond items are gonna work is if you die with them, you're gonna lose them. So there's no way you're gonna be able to like keep these things on you. Now, before we do that, I need to quickly grab some rifts so I can quickly test at what height we would need to be to make the rift sensor you properly. It's plenty of height. So what we do is we grab a mutator zone now. One of my favorite things to do. Y'all probably already know this trick. Blow it up to maximum size. Pray to God it doesn't break. And just max height it. Max. Why you wanna like teleport back to the spawn room? I don't know, there are plenty of reasons I can think of. Okay, now that's not exactly something I was hoping for it to do. Thankfully, we can put in manual numbers. Unless we can't. Let's see if it will actually censor like the new numbers I put in. Okay, I'm just gonna guess it will never. Oh yeah, there's plenty of space down there to work with. Now if a player gets up here, I shouldn't really have to say this, but they get caught in here. Of course, like bowling and firing is going to be turned off, because if you get up there and it glitches out, it's not really good to have players who can rain down terror on everyone. then all it should teleport you to is the ZZ teleporter, what is the one I basically called the return to hub teleporter in some case. So we go in here, we type in ZZ when player enters it, and that should be about it. ZZ11. Teleport. Boink. Did it work? It sure did. Now you may be wondering like how we're gonna make sure that if a player dies, all of these things are going to apply to them. And the answer is actually quite simple. These things are all going to be collected to an elimination manager and an item remover. So technically you can drop it before you die and keep it on the map. Why? I don't know, give it to a friend or something. Is it really a good idea? Not. No, just no. If you take it into the battlefield anyway, what's kind of like the entire purpose? If you don't do that, it's kind of pointless to even have one. Then it's, yeah, you don't really have anything for it. You're just gonna have it. Why? So we go to item remover, and I'm pretty sure our number was 30 right there. Remove. Object to device, percentage 100%. There we go. So there's rifts, there's jewels, and there's shield kegs. Now, I'm not sure if these Rifty Ghosts are going to be causing a problem. Just have one little problem. And this is the one I can think of, is that they're going to throw it down like this and just dupe them indefinitely. Which, you know, I should kind of... I guess I can make the rifts unlockable, so that you first need to buy one to access it better, but still, I don't really think that's a good idea either. So we may need to replace the rift with something different. So the rift fish can still be thrown. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna keep the original, since what else? Now what other items may be a good idea to put in the map? I would maybe say Chili Chuck Splash. Maybe say Med Mist. But the fact is, if you can throw it like this, that's probably not a good idea to actually have it in the game. Also, in case you're wondering what the difference is between this meat and this meat, I'm pretty sure they heal different amounts. That's the problem with those things, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm just gonna keep in the original rift, see how it goes. If I run into a problem, I'm gonna try to figure that out. Cow catchers, there are some arguments for them to exist. I'll try to make them, I guess. I'll try to make them work. So these things all should say in their interaction prompts, craft insert name. Craft shield keg, there we go. I'm just quickly gonna steal this device, I don't really have a reason to have it directly set up like that. Mark. That's the proper thing. Now what the jewel is gonna do, I'm planning to have it kind of be like a medallion. Like you get passive healing over time, something like that. Craft cow catchers. Vehicle mod cow catcher. Yoink. Put it in there. Now some people were asking for Jules' glider gun to be officially added to this. To which I just say, I'll do you one better. I'll just straight up give you a grappler. It's better than the icy one. That's a fact, I'd say. It has no delay in it. Only downside, of course, it gets delayed after one round. So now we gotta add Cowcatcher and Grappler to both of that. So let's grab Grappler, Cowcatcher, and it's boink in there. Is there anything else I can think of that should be added? It would actually be funny grenades being in here. And what? Give me an excuse not to, you know? If you're gonna have fun with it, have some fun with it. Just know it's not too OP. Perhaps grenades. Now grenades, I'm actually gonna make these things more expensive than all the other ones. Since, you know, I kinda don't want players abusing them or anything. That's a problem. All of these things appear to be using the wrong settings in that case, so let me quickly fix that up too then. Since right now if you would buy one of these, apparently it would reset your inventory, and I'm like, what? Boink, and boink. Crisis reverted. Check, 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 check. Good enough, those two work again. And now, yep, that one's also fixed up already. Well, I guess it's only fair if we do this. Okay, that's a junk rift apparently. Now, I'm not really too sure if I want to add armored walls to this map, because there's a little problem with them. They could technically allow you to break outside of the map. Is there any way I know how I can fix that? No, not really. Well, I guess I'll just have to accept the fact that doesn't work the way I want it to. Maybe Spire jump boots will be something players are interested in. Not really too sure about that though. Actually, you know what we could have? We could have these Spire jump boots be like those other caves you need to unlock. I think that would be a fun idea. To like have those, like those funny little things you get to unlock once in a while. Maybe a jewel can be like a way of opening those up, opening the other caves. That would, I guess, be something funny, right? 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 Not sure if I want to add a check cannon or anything too crazy like that. I'm not sure if I want to add weapons like things you get to only use once. Like this, big explosives, I'm fine with using those ones in there. Like if you only get to use them for one life, I'm fine with players having them. Am I sure this is gonna work? I'm not really unsure or anything. If this flops, it's all my own responsibility. Also, I should probably mention that I should always like select two of them to make sure it doesn't just break. Now, I always like to have the motto with having a stupid weapon in your game that if someone kills you with it, you get embarrassed in front of like the entire lobby. It's just a one weapon, like everyone's like, how did they even kill you with that? Now, for this weapon, I think I know just the thing I'm going to use for it. Because it's either the flintlock or it is the scythe, gray. craft Dave's, if I know how to spell his name right. Scythe, did I spell it correctly? Not at all. So it's SCY THE. Warning, basically useless. Craft Dave Scythe, warning, basically useless. If that doesn't scream, don't buy it unless you're very, very sure, then I don't know what will. Of course, if you die with it, you die with it. It's just stupid to happen there. And I guess also funny to some degree. Now, are there any other items I should be adding to this? I guess I could add like sealed items, just different rarities for it inside of here. The Excalibur. Did I spell it correctly? No, probably not. Oh! I actually think I did for once. Surprised to myself. Then here we're gonna put in the quad launcher, of course. Quad launchers. And the quad launcher. Boing. So this is the line of stuff you're gonna be able to like buy from it. Now specifically this one over here is something I kind of quickly think about a bit. Since this one, what you're gonna do with this is these are rainbow crystals. The goal of these things is to basically be used when you to use those things. What you gotta do is you gotta first do all the quests, get to the end of the seal, then choose between this room or this room. If you don't have enough, you can go down the middle path up in here and like collect them down here. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna like give you the ability to get in here and buy just like exotic weapons and stuff like that. More specifically, there are like items. I'll quickly show you guys what the items are you can unlock from here, because those are in this box. They're discless, so that's the burst quad launcher, grapple bow, ice accelerant, shotgun, boom bow, goo launcher, the jetpack and boogie bombs. All basically impossible to unlock with that much criteria, but I mean technically it's possible. So that's the way you're gonna do with that with. Now, of course, if you don't want to go in there and grind for them, you can also get these diamonds and use them to like make them with. Now, is 25 of them a little bit too much? Probably. Is it still a free thing you can use anyway? Yes. I don't really see why you would complain about that. Now, I'm actually considering either using the super slab The Super Slash Splash or the Chuck Chuck Splash? The Chili Chuck Splash, I mean. Is there any other, like, healing items I want to add? Not that I can think of the instant. Maybe I want to, like, add the Kinetic Blade in case players want to use that just for one round. Actually, I'll take a shit and make a list of all the things I want to do. Give me a second. We'll be right back. And with right back, I mean probably in like 10 minutes. Because I'm not prepared to be streaming right now. In case you haven't noticed. I just kind of hopped on the stream because I was bored. So, it is audio sharing. No, audio sharing. Ah, there it is. And then we'll quickly make it red so it's really like noticeable for the player. Yep, that seems good. Okay, so I'm back. Didn't really come up with anything new though. So that's not really too good. Well, regardless, too late to do anything about it now. I swear I need to navigate like 18 tabs to like get somewhere. And boom, there you go. A new message in the bottom of the screen. How nice. Now, something I've noticed about this thing with having a problem is whenever it says class locked, it shows it to all players. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to only show it to the player who triggers it, and boom. Easy fix. Why didn't I do that earlier? No idea. Now, I also have a problem with this thing playing at the start of the game. So why is that? No idea. We'll see if it still happens. Must have been another problem or something. Because right now I can't find it. Now, next problem. How are we going to format that? What I think I want to do is I want to compact all of this. And now what I want to do is I want to add more like places to it. So I might want to add like a little market up in here where you can teleport to. Might want to add like a achievements board somewhere. How we're gonna do all that? No idea yet. We'll figure out while we go. HGM wants to join. I'm sorry, bro, but I can't. Now, of course, let's quickly score for one last time. See if I can think of anything we would want to use. I guess these things can be used for something. Sure, what's gonna be used for something. Balloons, not sure why you'd want it, but I guess you can. Actually, how do balloons work in this map? I'm guessing they just bring you up to the high barrier, don't they? Okay, yeah, if you do that, you're gonna get stuck on the high barrier. That's true, 100%. I guess then you could say you'd want to use it, although it's gonna be like rigged in caves and shit like that. Now, which are some items we can technically still be adding to this? I would add a storm flip if it wasn't for the fact that you keep it after a while. Maybe I can even add some of these which get deleted after getting an elimination. Maybe actually the business store is fun to have. I said no, that would lead to like duping and infinite use of it. Actually, now I'm just wondering, if you like place it down here, and you still die and you die, does it like self-destruct? Actually, how far can you get from these storage without them self-destructing? So I'm guessing the edge is at like, what, 55 meters? $60 meters. Apparently 61 meters is the limit how far you can go from it. I would say that's safe. And actually, it will be fine if we do that. We'll be fine. We just gotta make sure, you know, players don't... Actually, if you die with one of them, should it also self-destruct, or does another player get the chance to use it? That's actually something I'd have to test out. We'll see until then. I'm just gonna leave this one like on a list. But for now, I don't yet want to bring it into the map. Might be a bit too broken still. Maybe shadow bombs. It's also not. I've done those like maybe things I want to bring in, but actually, is the inflatable still broken? I used to remember there was like a huge bug with this thing. Something about like being able to get underneath the map or whatever. Actually, I'll just kind of bring it in for a second. What's the worst? What's gonna happen, right? Actually, there are a ton of people who have said that, and then it turned out to be way worse than anybody could have imagined, so, hey, it's still playtesting. If something goes wrong, it's good if it happens now. Yeah, I don't know. That was already what I was afraid of, being able to, like, players to be able to get out of bounds. Now, if anybody finds a way to get underneath the map, just know, I will probably blacklist you from the map or something like that. If I realize there are problems like that. Hold on, what did I just create? In case you're wondering how you're gonna recognize if like the seal is opened by these things, if I step on one of these, it will trigger it. It will say the seal is open by nature. You can see up there the seal is right now going down, and of course it showed the UI message the seal is opened by nature. So if that happens, just know the seal is open. You'd better run for it. I don't really know what else to make out of it. Kerbo was apparently here. Who the hell was Kerbo? No idea. Now, is there anything else I can technically use? These firefly jars, probably too aggressive for some players. The Shieldbreaker EMP is technically already in, but not yet accessible for players. So this terminal fish, I guess we can do something with it. Don't really know what you'd want to though. Is there any fish you cannot throw, like in the game? I'm probably not gonna add Porta Fort or anything too big like that. What I'm doing? I'm working on a map in Fortnite Creative. It's called Arcadia Aliens 2.0. I'll probably start playtesting soon. If you want to like be on a playtest list, go ahead. I will come back to the stream afterwards, like write you down, get you in the logs. So far, I haven't had too many people come by. If you want to like see some gameplay, I've made an entire series out of making this map on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see how I made all of this, go ahead, like look around there. Oh, shit. Well, figured it out. Anyways, where do we leave off? So this one is unlockable. This one is unlockable. Then that leaves this one not yet unlockable since that one's connected to this thing. Also, the collectible items should transfer to the ZC thingies. So that would be down here, to the right of here, and there it is. The one with what you unlock Evergrove, uncollected, TP this to the ZC teleporter. Double check, and it worked. Good enough. There it goes again. Now, these ones up here need external mechanics, which is actually kind of like a to-do list, so let's also get started on that, why wouldn't we? But first, how are we unlocking these ones to players? Gunner. There are plenty of ways I can think of doing it. Some would say like gets 30 kills or something like that. I would say that's a little too mainstream for me. So what I'd say you'd want to do for that is get a like sort of mini challenge. Let's say you need to get into like an IO facility which opens once in a while. Maybe you need to like take a different path in the seal. Oh, there's a John in here. John Hahn the First. If that's actually a real name, I swear that's a fake name. If that's a real name, I don't believe you. No way your real name rhymes like that. So, yeah, it's just kind of like fake right now. Yeah, I put some hard work into it, yeah. Although, it's not really my hardest project, I'm gonna admit, since of course, it's your real name. Wow. Kerbo, for you counts, well, yes, of course, everybody puts passion into their map. Of course, hard work comes along with that, but don't really take it as too big of a deal since I've made other maps and I'll really like the knowledge I knew from that flows over to this. It's also something I'm gonna do like a little thingy with. Actually, I think I have an idea. If we add like IO pieces to the map, maybe we could have like destroy these things and then you get a gunner class. Maybe it's kill players within a certain time, I don't know. Not really sure. Let's first look at ways to track it. Let's begin with that. Do you play Apex? I've played before, but don't actively play it or anything. Nothing more than like 20 matches. Although I must mention, Apex was one of the bigger inspirations for making such kind of maps. Like, if you look in here, you're gonna see, like, this ones aren't really too familiar probably, but in my other maps, I've had classes which were inspired by these. And those were inspired by Apex Legends. Like, for example, I had a Lifeline and Octane. I gotta go, but I'll be back. Sure, buddy. Sure. I hope to see you again. For now, you know how to do. Personally to you, it's fade out. I don't know, would you join me? Do I like it? Not really. Hello, brain, please work. What's then team 3? Nope. There are 2 active teams right now, so that must be... It must still be on team 2. Oh, okay, they left the world. Good enough, works for me. That was HPM we just left. You know what? Fuck you in particular. That the guy did absolutely never know. I was like, fucking fish. But you know, are there any funny ideas I can like really use this for? I'm not really sure how we should use this. Although we can technically do some stuff with this. Maybe we could do something with like this vault in here. Which is like event items, something like that. How hard can it really be, right? But first, decorations. If the player doesn't know what they're looking at, you might as well not build anything. What's like some really good like shows for like, oh, this is like a storage room. I would say like the wood down here is probably a pretty good thing to like have on there. I put this like on the corner. Boom. Now if that doesn't scream storage to, then I don't know what will. I mean, it's fun, I guess. We do like something like this in here. That should work out for us. Boom. If that doesn't scream storage to, then I don't know what will be. And then on this other side, I'm gonna like have a store be on here. Jeez, this is really some thinking we gotta put in here. Actually, I'll just use like singular props to represent what shop you'll be going to. Since right now we have like the diamond shop coming up. We have like an achievement board. Oh, we actually came back. I didn't believe him at first. I guess you could have like an event storage in here. Actually, if that's an event, actually if that's down there as a storage, I figure we wouldn't really be in a need to like have a event thingy in here. All you're gonna do is find out where the art decos went. Well, works equally as well. So let's see, where was like the one with the big with like the giant diamonds? I believe it was in this hotel, right? If I'm not being stupid right now. Or it was on one of the, well, of course not the robbed ones. Or it was on one of these jewel storage. Maybe in the bank? Nope, neither the bank. This is actually kind of frustrating. Okay, if it's not this one, I just give up. I looked at this thing, I was like, yes, it must be in here. There it is. Called it. Might have taken like 18 tries, but it happened. Well, I'd say it's time we get going onto these things then. Now for this one, I'm actually just gonna say fuck it to all the memory and just straight up import a prefab. The stream keeps restarting. Are you watching the stream at like 2x speed or something? Because that happens if you progress past the point of the stream. Or it might just be my bit delay, in which case I'm sorry. I don't really know how to help you. That'll be it. You might want to watch with like a few seconds delay in that case. And see if it goes up with time. Like how close you are to the actual real-time stuff. Since if that's going up, you have a bad sign. I'd just quickly copy all of this. What made you want to make content? I guess the motivation to not just be left in the dust by my time. I mean, if you think about it, what's the worth of a human life if not to serve a purpose? If really the only purpose I can find in my life is helping other people find motivation, so be it. Plus, I like teaching people and motivating people, so it already aligns. That's at least my best way I can explain it. Plus, of course, if you think about what all the people are saying, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? Tell me one kid that's not gonna have content creator in their list. Name me one kid. I'm gonna tell you something that don't exist. It's I guess also part of it. Although I should recognize the fact that I'm not at all dedicated to like having my YouTube channel. Like if someone walked up to me and said like, oh, you want to get this or this job, and then I'll gladly put down content creation for it. It's just kind of also getting a way of getting ahead of life, I guess. Like since right now I am 15, of course with parents' consent. I want to propose but do you want to pursue content? That's Not really anything too big. Like, if you're looking for... Actually, I don't know in what region you live. Do you live in, like, Northern Europe? Do you live in America? Asia? Can you tell me a bit about which region you live in? Since maybe I have some advice for some people around where you live. Don't want to make you, like, travel the entire Earth to get a mic or anything. But I have some good mics on budgets. America. I'd suggest see if you can. I suggest searching up GXT488, since that's the mic I'm using right now. And quite honestly, this one is decently old already. I've had 2 or 3 of these. They've lasted me over like what's 10 years by now already, and I've had like 3 or 4 of them. That's like these things. They cost like 30 euros a piece. Pretty sure that's should be nearly equal in USD. Don't double check me on that. So yeah, I'd really just suggest trying that out. See if that thing's anything for you. It's from Trust Gaming, is the name of the company that made it. And of course you can use and of course it's console compatible. Are you good at games? I don't consider myself good, but I always bring up the fact that like being good is subjective. And I think that's something people should recognize. My goodness. I'm getting a PC. Oh, sorry, my like chat split, and also I was having trouble reading that. Nice. What games do you play then? Actually, I don't need these things. And that's, I mean, it's fun, I guess, the way this works. I'm assuming it's Summer Wars, Fortnite, Apex, so... Roblox, like, what games in Roblox? Since people just say straight up Roblox, I'm like, yeah, but what? It's kind of like saying you play Steam, or you play Fortnite Direct. Like, if you play Fortnite itself, of course, it's safe to roll the Battle Royale, but there's no real dedicated game mode in Roblox. Pretty sure Fortnite's going the same way, though, so don't, like, start arguing about that. I was only 1K memory, okay. Magic. Like playing it or like that works. I mean, sounds interesting enough. I played like Roblox in 2017, and what happened to that account is I got mad on that account because I got flamed for some reason. I'm pretty sure I just beat a kid, and they got so mad at me that they like caused an entire friend group to report me. I spent so much money on that account and never really got anything back from it, so that's kind of the reason I unconsciously hate. That's kind of the reason why I advocate against Roblox. I have the feeling it's just being held up poorly. RP, yeah, I know, brother. Don't go too harsh on it. What are we gonna do about it by now? And it's 16. Okay, I'm not sure what I should be putting in these things. I might want to just straight up put weapons in here. Actually, I guess we could take some of the more interesting items the like shop sells. Like point them out like, hey, if you want to get stuff, go ahead. I mean, you gotta put Dave's Scythe in there. That one's just the ultimate joke. So let's grab Dave's Scythe. Different for counts. Sort of thing. Do you have another account in the stream? What do you mean? I don't have like an alt account if we're talking about like Google accounts or something like that in the stream. So, pretty sure it's just like an, I don't know, AFK viewer or something. Might be Grenade, since I know he likes to do that. If it is you, fuck you. Oh, it's Scooby, okay, but no idea who you are. His name is Scooby, that's all I know. And he says hi, which is the most basic reading, it doesn't really tell me anything. Probably. No, we were wrong. There's multiple buttons for grenades. Remove one of them. Good enough, that works. Now, I kind of want to do like the diamonds and then the rift. I think that's the best way we're gonna like import all of this. So, rainbow crystal. What are you doing? Building a creative map. Don't know if you're too familiar with Fortnite Creative. It's not really the most familiar part of the map. Or at least about it if we're talking about like Fortnite. Most people don't really admire to do this. But I did. And try to stop me. This map isn't yet released because I'm legally not old enough yet to publish my maps, and it's like an entire hassle if you want to upload something regardless of your age. So I'm not really gonna do too much of that. I'll probably release this map as soon as I can. But because I've been working on this map for about like 2 months now, I would say I might upload this. If you don't have it's cold, but you do respond. I mean, isn't that basically one of the main things you can do? Since, I don't know if you've... Actually, what am I saying? I don't know if you've realized. You 100% already have realized. But the way, like, my stream's up, you see, like, this entire black border around the map? That is everything that's going on my screen. And I just wish I had a way to turn it off, since right now y'all get, like, the double chat, y'all get double viewer count, just double on everything, and that's just kind of annoying for you guys. Since a buddy of mine also used to stream this way, and all I know is I find it annoying to work with one of these things around the stream. So I'm actually surprised you guys are watching it at this point. Honestly, this is the most views I've had in a while. I know it's not a lot, but it's still something. Which, I didn't really know if I should tell. I didn't really know if I should have to say this, but, you know, most people don't even get the chance to get 1 or 2 people into their streams. So I guess there's also some logic in saying, I like your skin. Well, I didn't make it. I can't really take credit for it, although I made the combos, and I'm deem myself to be pretty good at it, at least. But like I said before, being good at something is subjective. Think about the #1 player in the role at something and say, would this person think I'm good at it? No. Would someone who's been playing for 2 weeks say I'm good at this? Probably yes. That's kind of the logic I follow in calling people good at stuff. There's no real good answer for are you good at something, because there's no concrete answer. It's subjective. And if you do say you're good at something, you're egotistic. It's also the same reason I kind of agree with the fact that everyone is. I just scream to regular people, but it seems cool to... It seems there's fun. Well, here's the fun part. If you think about big streamers, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have too many people on their chat constantly to really read anything, so they just give up eventually. Now for me, you guys kind of already have like sort of VIP spots since you guys are really getting all the attention. On other streams, you would need to pay for like a VIP chat to really be read. And on the other side, I'm thinking about releasing something like that so that people can already get their places in it. Although, I will say, if you guys ever like come around to my channel again, don't be afraid to like say, hey, I was here from the start. That's all I really admire. I've done it to plenty of people. If you guys want to do it to me, I'm fine with it. Don't forget, I'm a 15-year-old boy, just kind of living my life, staying in school, living the same storybook life you've always read about. It's just always the same story. And this is just kind of my little sprinkle of spice on top of the story. If you want to do something with that, go ahead. If you think I'll make it one day, thank you. Although, I'm not going to focus yet too much on like actually pushing out my content, doing too much. I'm just kind of going to be in the system here until I just pray I one day explode. Not literally, I should mention before I get banned again. Okay, good enough. Well, sounds clear to me what we're going to be doing next. Getting these things working and getting this thing working. First things first, lock devices. Lock device. Island direction unlocked. Now these things are going to be invisible in game, so I'm not really too concerned about these things like shown to people. Okay, I think the problem why this looks so off is because this wall isn't here. It's a step in the right direction, I'd say. Wait, you're 15? Indeed I am. Do something about it. I always say like the reason why most kids shouldn't be streaming is because they don't understand some things. She sounds like a fully grown adult. Yeah, that has to do with like once you go through puberty, you get a ton of stuff. Plus, I kind of got like I mean, genetic lottery is something else to say. Although something close by, and the fact that I just had something rare happen to me. What happened? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know the term. That's honestly the motto I live by. Just a boy with a ukulele is not evident. It's actually kind of weird. I suddenly just started relating that song when thinking of it. That thing's just kind of laying there, menacingly. Something still feels off. I'd say they are either these props. Actually, they are probably these props. They're not these props. They just probably are. Yeah, I'm ranting too much. I know, man. Now, this table isn't gonna look perfect. I'm going to clean my room, but I'll go ahead. I don't really mind. If you want to watch my stream at all, that's already a huge honor for me. Anything else is just extras. Plus, it's nice having someone to like talk with while doing all of this, instead of just kind of sitting here alone in my room. That's too lazy to do math time. That's processing. Too lazy to do math time. Oh shit! What was that? Okay, we're gonna act like nothing happened and just pray to God that was, and just pray to God nothing too big just happened. That's really all we can do. Okay, sorry for that. My dad suddenly walked in. In here. Oh, well, that's not good. That's a little better. Still not great. But it's beginning to look like something. It works. I want you to be pushed back a little. Actually, no, this one should be pushed forward a little. There we go. It already starts. It already starts to look a little better. Now, this wall should be a different color to make sure it's perfectly aligned. I think step 1 is making it look perfect on this. And I mean, that's about as close as you'll get. If we just place the lamp down here, that should be about all we can. I think it's easier if we do it like this. And plop this down here. It works. What are you gonna do if it doesn't? Jump through my screen and change it? Now this over here looks a little bit too equal. I'd say the way how we make all this blank space fill up is just with a bigger version of this. This is basically being spammed already. We really gives a fuck at this point. Here, I knew something was off. Call it, that one's missing just a few ticks. Okay, now it's too far. And that's just right if you ask me. Okay, teleport time. But actually, no, it's mechanic time. I'm stupid. And copy 8. From all the conditional buttons, it's always nice to have. That's actually really funny to like walk past that. People are gonna have a lot of fun with it. Is this gonna be too close to each other? Probably. Do I care? No. Not at all. Okay, time for like a really deep thing I just kind of got into. But if you ask me, the biggest way to explain a person, to like find out what type of person you're talking to, is to ask them what type of music they listen to. Or ask for their favorite artist in case you're afraid of them lying. Since for me, for example, if you listen to M-Key Lights On, that basically already gives you the perfect idea of who I am. Why? I don't know, it just fits. There, Dave size that only costs 3 because why wouldn't it? Now grenades are actually going to be expensive. Grapplers going to be expensive. Cow catchers, they're fine if they're if they're on the medium side. Shield gag, fine if they're expensive. I'm cool with that. Convert to crystals, most expensive one we should have. Rift to go to. Okay, I probably butchered that. Am I gonna double check? No. I'm not gonna correct that even if I know I made a mistake. One, two, three, four. 1, 2. So that's about the center. Actually, that was almost a perfect guess. Is it? Okay, I don't care that that looks ugly. It's just the way I want it. And if somebody's gonna complain, I'll change it later. For now, if it works, I'm happy. This stream isn't really too focused on doing shit. I just kind of want to make new shit. And you know what? To stop me. Well, for fuck's sake. Fix it. Think of solution. Step 1. F. Is it gonna break it? Yes. No! Actually not. Okay, that's a wonder. Here's the diamond shop. And boink. Now there are just 2 questions left in the mind of whoever is playing this map. How do we get to the diamond shop? Which now is really too big of a thought anymore. And how do we get diamonds? What, quite honestly, is something I haven't thought about it yet. So, well, let's figure it out. What else will we be doing? I'd say we're working with fractions here. So let's just say this, alright? So we have an elimination manager. This thing is going to be quite interesting. Okay, so if a player gets eliminated, it should drop a crystal unless... What is the correct qualification? Not Ronin. Toxin. So that's number 8 then. Number 8 I said. Yep, that checks out. So if you're not on class 8, you're gonna get this one. And if you're on class 8, you're gonna get the almost the exact same one, with the only difference being that, of course, it's gonna give you also the passive ability of damaging people once you pick something up. But yeah, it's in the description. You'll figure out, well, if you're actually playing the map. Until you're actually playing the map, I don't really give that much about explaining to you how it works. You're probably gonna forget it anyway. So, okay, what would be a partial diamond? Okay, let's just use malachite for this. So now we grab the health power up. I'll just kind of steal that from you. Thank you very much. I'll just kind of steal that from you. Thank you very much. And now we're talking about Elimination Manager 4. Elimination Manager 4 on item picked up. Now what this thing is going to do is it's going to slowly tick down the player health with 5 every second until they reach a certain point. Now 5 seconds, that would be 75 HP gone. Although I don't think players should be able to... For fuck's sake, I pull out my mic again. I don't really think players should die to this. So I'm gonna only make it impact the player's shield. Okay. Unless, of course, they get some kind of ability to clear it off. But probably not. Which is kind of your free call on do whatever you need to. Elimination Manager 4 on item picked up. Double check. Send to check. Seems good. Now we gotta figure out how we're gonna make it convert, and I think I already know how we're gonna. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of steal one of these things down here. Yoink. Malachite in there. Just the wrong item. Malachite in here. Double check it that it's empty. It sure is. Put the diamond in. Diamonds in. Keep all current item. Grant. And this one just needs the constant mutator stone, what I believe is called Mutator C. Alright, let me say Mutator C. C.M. Something in this direction, right? I'll figure something out. Mutator Zone C, there it is. On entering. It should work now. So once you have 10 of these, It's gonna transform into one of them. Actually, maybe having 5 of those actually is just better. So every 5 kills you get 1 diamond. And then you can use those diamonds to get basically whatever you need to with. It's basically all the numbers you have in here times 5. So that means making 1 shard would require you to get 75 eliminations for 1 crystal. There are 50. Here, you need to get 15 kills to get Dave's scythe. 15 to get a rift to go. And don't forget all these things disappear after 1 run. If this becomes a real big problem, I'll make it 1 life unlockable, but that's something we'll discuss later. Yep, there it is. 1 big yam for 1 big sleepy guy. So I've been streaming for a lot longer than I was expecting to be right now. How's this getting bad? Numbers changing yet? Nope, still on 6 days. Actually, that's a good thing that I got banned, since now that means I got like all of those annoying friend requests are finally gone. Oh yeah, this thing is, it's about time we'll replace that thing again. Well, there it goes again. Boom, Mr. Moonlight. Plus, the way I'm gonna have like events work in this map is probably I need to do a challenge, a special cave, or put like weapons in one of these cases to make like get an event item. Actually, I'm gonna make this middle case for event items. I just gotta quickly surgically remove all of these little annoying pieces. And this is actually way too freaky to do just without a backup in here. So let's quickly make one. Boink, 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 boink. I don't know why I always say boink when I do that, I just kind of do. There it goes. Here, all these little annoying diamonds are in here. Why can't these things all just be one prop? Why do they all need to be like very little separate pieces? What about this? You put these into like a miniature gallery or something. And you just kind of give me one hot mess of props. That's just it. Okay, so this is gonna be like the box for like event items. If there's ever an event, the item that like you need to unlock via here, what's gonna happen is you need to get up here, press a button that like buys it for you, and then you go again. I think that's a pretty good way of having that work. Now there's storage in here, which I just broke. Well, time to do something about that. in there is gonna be like specially for event items. Actually, I can probably just use the outdoor gallery for that. Not good enough, that'll have to work. Well, it's good enough for me. I think I'm gonna end the stream by now. Honestly, I'm getting kind of bored of this. I'll probably just go watch some YouTube. Maybe I'll be back, maybe I won't. We'll see by then. For now, Kerbo, especially for you discounts, thank you for anyone who watches live, anyone who's rewatching this in the future. And like always, it's Fate out.